Hey everyone, welcome to day one of this job jacking series where we talk about how to get a job the smart way. Today we're going to be focused on what is the first thing that you do for your job hunt as part of the I wouldn't start from here if I were you section or chunk, if you will, of this series. So, for many of us, the first thing we do when we have that sense of, oh, I need to find another job, is we look at job ads. We start scrolling through the endless pages of potential opportunities that we could go for. This is not the place to start when we're doing a job hunt. Where we want to start is with our job hunt itself. What are the things that we need to be focused on doing, making sure that we do when we are in our job hunt? That's where we want to start with our process. To that end, I provided you guys a template, which is going to be the exercise for today, which is all about having a self-sustaining, healthful approach to your job hunt. In this template, you're going to provide some details about how you're going to approach the practice of your job hunt, such as how are you going to care for yourself? What are the things that are important for basic, essential self-care as you go through your job hunt that will help you be a healthier, more vibrant version of you. And it can look like a lot of different things. And it's not about being picture perfect. What it is about operating from a position of strength. So, what are your self-care items? What does your schedule for job hunting look like? What are your on days? How many hours per day are you going to spend on job jacking activities? Highly recommend that you aim to spend at least 15-20 hours a week, regardless of whether you're working or not working, on your job hunt. How you structure or schedule the hours that you're going to spend will differ depending on whether you're working, whether you're not, whether you're a morning person, whether you're an evening person. So take the approach, make a plan for what kind of schedule is going to work best for you. I do recommend having regularly scheduled hours. So having, like, for example, if you're planning on working 4 hours a day on your job hunt, for example, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. could be your schedule for that. It's not do or die. You can play it a little more loosey-goosey as far as how you approach your schedule. You may want to, vary the hours, mix it up. Maybe that will keep the job hunt fresh and interesting for you. You may be one of those people for whom having a regular schedule is actually stifling. In which case, have a think about what are the parameters in which you want to be operating. What are going to be your triggers for starting to do job hunt stuff, and how you're going to make sure that you get the required number of hours that you need to be making good progress on your job hunt stuff each week. What about unavailability? During your off days, do you plan to have periods where you're going to be unavailable, even for phone calls? If so, what are those? So, we're all human beings trying to live a life. Giving yourself permission and making a plan for when you're not going to be available for anything, interviews, texting, anything, is a good idea. Another important aspect is, what are you going to do that is a healthful, fun distraction? So for me, what I found was playing augmented reality game Ingress was really helpful. I would do my job hunt stuff for 4 hours and then I'd go outside and literally play. There are many worse things you can do than have a favorite game. Ideally something that gets you out of the house, gets a bit of a change of scenery. The key thing here is it needs to be a good distraction, but not derail or impair your ability to actually do your job hunt stuff. So something fun, something that's play, but something that isn't gonna, detract from your ability. So what other activities will you do during your downtime that will make you more attractive to potential employers? This can look like a lot of different things. Ideally, it should be something that you're interested in doing anyway. It shouldn't be something you're just doing just to get a job, especially since we haven't even talked about what kind of job you're going for, but something that is enriching to you, but also shows industry to a potential employer. Um, Obviously, if you're working full time or that shows industry, you don't necessarily have to worry about this one, but this is more for the people who they're not working. They've got their job hunting activities, they've got their fun playful distraction. They also would benefit from having something that they're quote unquote working on, which, shows them to be a responsible, conscientious individual, but is also something that they want to do. Another aspect to consider is your support network. So who is going to support you, and how often are you going to reach out to them? On what are you going to reach out to them for? This will be really helpful because that way you can just refer to this as your playbook. It's like, oh, I'm feeling like having a bit of a rant. Jenna is who I need to reach out to, for example. One thing to worth noting is that most people, it can feel really awkward asking for help, but most people want to help you, are very willing to help. All you have to do is ask. And what are any other things that could help or hurt your job hunt? Do you have childcare needs that you have to arrange? Are you at risk for watching 8 hours of TV in a day? How can you mitigate these risks? Similarly, are there things that you could potentially leverage, opportunities that you could take advantage of? For example, a job expo in your area. Are there things there that you want to incorporate into your plan? So this is really a catch-all for anything and everything else that you might need to manage at a macro level that might be helpful, that you're aware of, that you want to factor in as you go through this job search journey, and just be ready for those things. So hopefully this will help you kind of get your head in the game, get your head in the right place of what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, as far as a practice for how you approach your job hunt, regardless of what type of job you're going for, in a way that is healthful, helpful, and enables you to operate from a position of strength. So good luck with the exercise. Feel free to reach out in the comments if you have any questions or concerns, and I'll look forward to seeing you folks tomorrow.